If you sit through this video, I promise you by the end of this video, you will be able to become an emotionally bulletproof person, to become stoic, and most importantly, to have full control over your brain, full control over what type of actions and what type of decisions you're gonna make. Obviously, there are subconscious things that you can't really take care of or that you cannot really have full control of. Like, for example, you see a food, and if you're hungry, you're gonna starve and you're gonna crave that food. That's your primal, some cortex part of your brain that's making those cues and making those signals to your brain. So you can't really control those things. But besides that, the response is gonna be fully up to you. When was the last time you had stress in your life? When was the last time you were too emotional or you were not able to control those things? Probably not too long ago, because stress and all of those things which come with stress and which are associated with stress are the core meaning of our lives. Because if you think about it, a diamond is not made out of comfort. You don't just make diamond putting stones, putting sand. You make diamond under pressure. It's gonna be a severe, heavy pressure. So if you think about it, in order to make something happen, you have to go through that stress. You have to go through that discomfort and really see what you're made of. Obviously, one of the most simplest and practical examples could be going to the gym and building a better body. Let's imagine you are an overweight guy, or maybe you're borderline skinny and anorexic. So what you have to do is you either have to bulk up and build some muscle mass, put some weights and pounds on your body, or you have to cut down and burn fat. Maybe it's gonna be something tedious as running in the evenings for 3 kilometers every day, or not even that dramatic. Maybe you'll have to count your calories and count your macros and protein, and you have to like follow your diet and eat salads. Those things don't sound too dramatic. It doesn't sound that horrible, but still you have to do some tedious things day in and day out. Only doing those things you are able to get to a result. The message that I'm trying to convey is that you have to go through stress in order to get some positive outcomes or positive results. So to think that stress is bad for our lives is to think that we shouldn't grow and we shouldn't become stronger and better. However, there are two types of stress: good stress and bad stress. For example, you go to the gym, lift heavy shit, you come back home, your muscles are sore. That means stress, right? You're putting stress on your muscles and putting stress on your body to progressively overload and lift more and more each time, so that your body is under stress. You kind of destroy your muscles and say, hey, you need to become stronger. I'm giving you all of these proteins and vitamins. What you have to do is become stronger so that we can lift more weights. And of course, there's bad stress. Bad stress happens when you are worrying about things that are detrimental to your health. One of them could be stressing about money. One of them could be stressing about your girlfriend. Maybe you started a small business and it's not doing good. You're failing. That's a stress that can give you either anxiety or growth. With stress also comes the opportunity to level up yourself and your decision making. Here's when we get to explore the lesson number 1, and that's how to be stoic. If you can't control something and if it is under your control, you should do something about it. If you cannot, don't do anything about it. Stoicism in a nutshell is being aware of your thoughts and your actions and all the things that you can make and do, and also knowing the things that you cannot. If you think about it, we worry too much. We worry about the job, we worry about the business, we worry about relationships and many things, and rightfully so. Those things need to be taken care of. Look, if you can change it, you can change it. If you can't, just don't think about it. And I know this sounds really easier said than done, but that's the gem of Stoicism. It teaches you that some things are simply out of your control. For example, financial market crash or currencies, inflation, all of those things you can't really control. So should you worry about them? No. Instead of reacting to that, try to be proactive and take actions in order to prevent those things from happening. Look, nobody can prevent market crash or inflation or anything like that. Those are just simple parts of our lives that we have to adapt to and we have to embrace. And in order to not lose out, we have to take some action. So what you could do is revisit your spendings. Maybe you should look for a better job, or maybe you should start a business or try increasing the number of income streams that you have. Honestly, the list can go on and on. Try to focus on the things that you can change. If other things are bothering you and you can't really change them, then so be it. I can't control the news, I can control the politics, but you bet I'll do everything to make myself in peace and make myself not bothered. The lesson number 2 is gonna be, if you cannot take advice from a person, don't take offense from them. When I first heard this quote, I was like, damn, that's so true. Why would you go to someone asking for an advice if they're not competent and qualified enough? You're not gonna go to an obese, unhealthy person and ask for fitness advice. You're not gonna ask him how to lose weight and how to get ripped. But at the same time, you shouldn't go to everyone to ask for criticism. People are gonna say things just because they're gonna say things, but it's your responsibility to choose and filter who you're gonna listen to. There's nothing wrong with going to people and asking for advice and recommendations and maybe even honest feedback. It could be at the gym, you could go to like more experienced guy and say, hey, I don't know how to do this thing. Can you actually check my form and give me feedback on what I can improve so that the next time I do this, I'm gonna nail the technique 100%. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to think about it. Go to people who know these things and ask for advice and ask for recommendation. If you're doing that, that, why would you listen to everyone if they are criticizing you? If you're trying to do something a bit more extraordinary in life. And the ugly truth is, people are gonna say things just to say. Like, once somebody said that I was using steroids. Bro, look at me, I'm not even that muscular. But then I was like, wait a minute, why am I even listening to this guy? He doesn't know anything. Would I actually go to this guy asking for advice, or would I just ignore him? Because the truth is, he doesn't know any better than I do. So if he doesn't, why would I listen to his criticism? The main message that I'm trying to convey with this point is that people oftentimes go to ask for advice only from some people, and they listen to criticisms of everyone. They care too much about opinions and criticisms of other people that it's pretty surprising. So if you don't intend to take advice from him, do not take offense from him. And last but not least, lesson number 3, how to become an emotionally bulletproof motherfucker, is to not take things personally. Not taking things personally also means abundance mindset. You are able to grow, you're able to look at the bigger picture. For example, you're having an argument with a person. Instead of taking things personally, that makes me feel insecure, that makes me feel like this. It's all about me, right? It's just coming in, like all the information is coming into me. The offense is coming into me, criticism. Instead of that, try to adopt an abundance mindset. Abundance mindset means keeping things open, keeping things flexible. As an example, again, if somebody criticizes you, instead of taking it personal and instead of getting offended and maybe starting a conversation and getting all emotional and moving your hands and screaming at that person, instead of those things, why wouldn't you ask a question? Where is it coming from? Why does this person feel the need to say these things to me? So the moment you adopt this abundance mindset is the moment you start feeling really free and full of energy and insight and joy and all of these ideas. Once I was criticized or given feedback at my job, like back in the days, to be fair, at first I was pretty confused because I was trying my best, and then I got this feedback just slapped on my face, and I was pretty surprised. And why would they do this? This is BS, you know, I hate them. But on the other hand, I sat down and I was like, did I really put my 100% there? Or did I take a shortcut? Did I took it easy? And did I not do the things as good as I should have? So the moment I took it from taking it personal to taking it more like an open approach, I started seeing the patterns and all the things that I could improve. I was like, okay, I should be more responsible here. I should finish that job earlier. So at the end, it just made me a better person. It made me into an effective and efficient professional. Of course, I could have taken things personally. I could have said, you don't appreciate me, you don't see my point of view, etc., etc. But then if I'm really being honest, I wasn't really doing that good of a job. So at the end of the day, who is there to blame? To conclude, when you don't take things personally, when you don't get offended all the time, is actually the moment when you start being very strong mentally. You become emotionally bulletproof. Whatever people say to you doesn't really matter, because when someone says some shit to you, instead of saying, oh, you know what, you're also like this, you're also like that, take a moment, you pause, and then you question yourself. Why would that person say this thing? Maybe he genuinely hates me. Maybe he has a problem with me. Maybe I'm not doing as good as I should have. So you give yourself some space to realize and maybe even reflect on your actions and thoughts. Becoming unbothered by other people's criticisms and not taking things personally can be your biggest tool in order to become an emotionally bulletproof and stoic person. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.